All right, welcome back to the Jaw Live channel. I am Jaw, and this is the 100-day live guitar practice streams. Today we are actually on day 56. So, what does that make it? 8 full weeks now? Wow, crazy. Pretty cool, huh? I'm super stoked that I ever got this started. So, it's crazy to think. Yeah, 56. Yeah, that would be 8 weeks. So, anyways, thank you all so much for joining. Anyone that has tuned in over these days, I greatly do appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure you do so that way it's easier to find my content in the future. That way you can continue being inspired yourself. Because you know me, I don't just get on here and want to just practice for an hour on camera. I hope to inspire somebody else to pick up the guitar or pick up a YouTube challenge or whatever and just go for something. So pick up the guitar right now and let's go ahead and get started. I invite you to learn some tips, learn some exercises, and things like that. So today, as you can tell, the video is it's going to kind of encompass fretboard memorization, right? So that way, when you're doing the cage system or your spider drill or whatever you're doing, you kind of know what notes are being fretted and played out. So I just want to spend this hour, rather than doing like the cage system or spider exercises or major and minor scales or pentatonic scales. Just want to kind of dial it back, take a look at the guitar, look at the notes on it, because luckily I got my handy dandy stickers. See? These stickers are great, especially for a beginner, right? So all right, and basically we're just going to look at the guitar fretboard, and we're going to do some various exercises to help pound in, what notes are where. So one of the first ones I like to do is getting on the 6th string. We'll go to the 6th string, then the 5th string, and then if you want to do, 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string, and 1st string, I highly recommend that. But for time's sake today, I got a couple different exercises I want to do. So I'll probably just focus on strings 6 and 5, because if we get 6, we're also getting string 1, because it's just a mirror. Strings 1 and strings 6 are just mirrors. So if this is an A note, this is an A note. This is a D note. This is a D note. So if you know 6, you automatically know 1. So you've already got 2 strings out of the way. And then if you learn string 5, well, now you've got 3 strings. So you've already got 50% of it. And from there, it helps kind of navigate, and you can kind of quickly, figure out what those other notes are until you do fully memorize all 6 strings. But again, you would have 3 of them out of the way. So starting on string 6, using the index finger, or whatever finger you want, I suppose, we're going to spell out bead G, C, F. So we got B, E, A, D, B, E, A, D, G, G, C, F. Messed up. B, E, A, D, G, C, F. Even if I don't say it out loud, in my head I'm saying B, E, A, D, G, C, F. E, E, A, T, G, C, F, D, E, A, T, G, C, F, D, E, A, T, G, C, F, B, 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 E, A, T, G, C, F. And you could also, another way of doing it, rather than spelling out BEADGCF, you could say out the fret numbers. So for this one, let me just get my proper notes up here. It would be 7, 12, 5, 10, 3, 8, 1. 7, 12, 5, 10, 3, 8, 1. 7, 12, 5, 10, 3, 8, 1. 7, 12, 5, 10, 3, 8, 1. 7, 12, 5, 10, 3, 8, 1. 7, 12, 5, 10, 3, 8, 1. 7, 12, 5, 10, 8, 1. Five, 10, 3, 8, 1. 7, 12, 5, 10. 7, 12, 5, 10, 3, 8, 1. So yeah, bead, GCF. You can also use the fret numbers as well. So that was messing around on the 6th string there. Let's go over to the 5th string and have some fun there. So put your index finger, or again, any finger you want. I'm going to switch it up. I was using the index finger on the 6th string. I'm actually going to use the middle finger on this one. So the 5th string, the B note is way up on the 2nd fret. So you got 2, 7, 12, 5, 3, 8, B, E, A, D, G, C, F, B, E, A, D, G, C, F. And as you say these hundreds of times, you start to learn and remember, okay, yeah, the B, it's on this end, on the fifth string. Oh, okay, the A, okay, yeah, that's way down here. That's right, the E is somewhere in the middle. You start to kind of, learn these things and understand these things subconsciously as you rep them over and over and over and over. There's no secret. There really is no secret. I know there's documentaries and there's movies out there, even called The Secret, talking about what the secret is. But there really is no secret. It's just do it. And the more you do it, the more effort you put in, the more time you put in, that's the faster you will learn it. That's the faster you'll grow, So if you want to learn guitar over 20 years, you can learn it over 20 years. If you really, really, really want to learn it in a year's time, hope you have no other obligations and no, social life and things like that, but you could block out everything. And I mean everything, and put in 6, 7, 12 hours a day of guitar practice, even if it's not physical practice, it's theory and thinking about it. And, what you think about is, what you get. So there really is no secret. It's just rep it, rep it, rep it, rep it, rep it. Think it in your mind and, bring it to fruition. Don't let all those other things, friends, family, social life, all those other things distract you. If you really, 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 want to learn something, you can learn a foreign language. You can learn, a foreign language, drag it out over 5 years, 10 years to learn the foreign language as you're slowly messing around on apps. You might listen to a couple songs every now and then, but, it might take 5, 10 years. Or you could really bunker down, block out everything. And, you're watching movies in Portuguese. You're listening to music in Portuguese. You're constantly on your app study, and you're getting a pen pal, and you're learning, and you're spending hours and hours a day just on learning a new language. You progress a lot quicker. So anyways, there is no secret. It's just repping it out. So again, let's just rep it out. Pick a finger, start on the B note, fifth string, B, E, A, D, G, C, F, B, E, A. B, E, A, D, G, C, F, B, E, A, D, G, C, F. Okay. Still messed around on this fifth string, spelling out bead, GCF. And then again, remember, you can also, rather than spelling bead, GCF, you can say the fret numbers also. I think that's a good one to also build in there. So with the fifth string, you got 2, 7, 12, 5, 10, 3, 8, 2, 7, 12, 5, 10, 3, 8, 2, 7, 12, 5, 10, 3, 8, 2, 7, 12, 5, 10, 3, 8, 2, 7, 12, 5, 10, 3, 8, 2, 7, 12, 5, 10, 3, 8, 2, 7, 12, 5. Two, 7, 12, 5, 10, 3, 8, 2, 7, 12, 5, 10, 3, 8, 2, 7, 12, 5, 10, 3, 8, 2, 7, 12, 5, 10, 3, 8, 2, 1. BEADGCF 2, 7, 12, 5, 10, 3, 8, 2, 1. Also, by doing this drill, you will, at least for me, I'm starting to understand it. Obviously, I know how to count to 12, and I obviously know that the markers are on 3, 5, 7, 9, and 12. There's a whole step gap here. There's a whole step gap here, but then there's a step and a half gap down here. So it does get kind of funky. And, when you sit and you have time to think about it, it's one thing. But when you're in the heat of the moment and you're playing something, it's a completely different game. So at least as, the first few weeks, and still, I'm starting to understand it though. As I look down and I see these dots and I see these, I'm like, crap. Is that actually, I see all of these, so I know it's not 3, but it just takes me a little bit too long to understand exactly what it is, Okay, that's 5, that's right, that's 5, that's 5. Oh, okay, yep, that's 7, that's 7. Oh, okay, that one doesn't have a dot, so if that one doesn't have a dot, okay, well, that one's 9, so that one must be 10. Oh, okay, this one doesn't have a dot either, but that one's 12, so one, so you're always kind of like doing quick math. It's very simple math, but until you do it a lot, at least for me, I was like looking down and I'd be like, crap, what fret is that? Even though the dot is there, so it's 3, 5, 7, 9, or 12. But I don't know if you understand what I'm saying or not. But yeah, as a beginner guitarist, it was hard to really know exactly where I was, even with these frets numbered back here. But as you play and as you're doing these fretboard memorization drills and spelling out bead, G, C, F, or saying the fret numbers, 2, 7, 12, 5, 10, 3, 8, or however you're doing it, you're kind of, again, subconsciously learning all of this and putting it in your head. So that way it's easier to recall and understand things in the future on the fly when you have, hundreds of inputs coming into you all at once. So keep repping those out. We got B, E, A, D, G, C, F, B, E, A, D, G, C, F. You go back down to the first string. Remember, that's just a mirror of the sixth string. But it's B, E, A, D, G, C, F. B, E, A, D, G, C, F. 7, 12, 5, 10, 3, 8, 1, 12, 7, 12, 5, 10, 3, 8, 1. All right. So that's the technique using bead GCF. All right, BEAD GCF. Now we're going to switch it up a little bit with some fretboard memorization still, but we're going to do it by spelling the major chords on a single string, or the minor chords. We'll get to that one also. But first, let's just stick with the major chords, because we also want to build in and pound in that knowledge of, what is the note makeup if you want a C chord? What is the note makeup if you want a G chord? We're still trying to pound that in there. We know it, but we really, really, really want to know it, So we want to keep repping those out. So, for example, let's get on the sixth string, and we want to spell the A major chord. So what does the A major chord note makeup entail? Obviously the A, and then it's an A major chord, not a minor. So if it's a major chord, it's a C sharp, and then A, C sharp, and an E, right? Here. Boom. A, C sharp, E. So go to the sixth string, any finger you want, first, second, third, or fourth finger. Find your A, slide to your C sharp, slide to your E. A, C sharp, E, A, C sharp, E, A, C sharp, E, A, C sharp, E, A, C sharp, E. Okay. A B note, you got B, D sharps, and F sharps, right? Yeah, there you go. So you got B, D sharp, F sharp, B, D sharp, F sharp, B, D sharp, F sharp, B, D sharp, F sharp. D sharp, F sharp, B, 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 D sharp, F sharp. C. Then you want C, E, G, 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 C, G, C, E, G, C, E, G, C, E, G. All right, now the D chord. D chord is D, F sharp, A. See, that's what I'm saying. I know it, but I don't know it. I want to be able to spit it right out. I don't want to have to be like D note and have to look around. See, when the eyes start doing this, I'm thinking too much. It's too much time lapse. I want to know it. So D chord, D, F sharp, A. So now go to the 6th string, use any fingers and play D, F sharp, A. 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 D, D, F sharp, A. D, F sharp, A. D, F sharp, A. D, F sharp, D, F sharp, A. D, D, F sharp, A. D, D. D, F sharp, A. 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 Pounding in those note memorizations. Also, fretboard memorization. So I'm learning the chords and what the note makeup is of the major chords. We'll do the minor chords here in a little bit. And yeah, we're memorizing the notes on the fretboard. We're also memorizing the note makeup of all the various major and minor chords. So very important stuff here. Okay, we just did the D chord. Now how about an E chord? You gotta E, G sharp, and B. So again, go to the 6th string. You want to play your E note, G sharp note, and your B note. E chord, playing it on the 6th string though. E, G sharp, E, E, G sharp, B, 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 E. G sharp, B, E, G sharp, B, E, G sharp, B. What's an E chord make up of? E, G sharps, B's, E, G sharp, B, E, G sharp, B. All right, we want to spell out an E chord. What is an E chord made up of? Notes that are E, G sharp, and B. Okay, so we got E, G sharp, B, E, G sharp, B. All right. Now, how about the F chord? Just went from E. How about F chord? F chord. What is the note makeup of an F chord? You have F, A, and C. So F, A, C. Go to the 6th string, pick a finger, find your F, and spell out F, A, C. Spell your F chord on the 6th string only. F, A, C, F, A, C, F, A, C. This helps you understand, okay, F is far, far, far at this end. A is okay, it's kind of here somewhere. Oh, it's at the 5th fret. That's right. C is kind of somewhere around here. Okay, it's the one without the dot. It's the 8th fret. It's the one that doesn't have a dot. You start learning all these little bitty things, that sound so trivial, so like duh or whatever. But again, when you're playing in the heat of the moment, it's not so duh. It doesn't come so quick. All right, so we got F, A, C, F, A, C, F, A, C, F, A, C. C, F, A, C, F, A, C, F, A, C. F, A, C, major, F, A, C, F major, A, C, F major, A, C, F major, A, C, F major, A, C. All right. G, don't forget G. Almost forgot G. All right. What's a G chord made up of? What are the notes? G, B, and D. G, B, D. All right. So play your G chord here. Not sure. All right. So then go to the 6th string, find your G, then your B, then your D. G, B, D, G, B, D, G, B, D. And you'll start learning that the root, 3rd, and the 5th. And you'll start learning that, okay, to get from the root to the 3rd, I think that's what that's called, the 3rd, right? Root 3rd. So this way on my notes. Yeah, root 3rd and 5th. So you'll start learning that your root, and then to get to your 3rd, it's 1.5 steps. Sorry, I was thinking about something. I was getting distracted. So the G chord is made up of G, B, and D. G, B, D, G, B, D. You'll start to learn that from the root to the 3rd is basically half step, whole step, 1.5 step, 2 whole steps away. So you have G, B, which is 2 steps away. Then you have D, which is 1.5 steps away. And that's always the case. It's always going to be 2 steps and 1.5 steps. 2 steps, 1.5 steps. 2 steps, 1.5 steps. 2 steps, 1.5 steps. For major chords. That root, 3rd, and 5th for major chords is always going to be the root, the bass, skip 3 frets, landing on the 4th fret. That's two whole steps. And then skip 2 frets, landing on the 3rd fret, and that's 1.5 steps. So it's 2 steps and 1.5 steps, 2 steps and 1.5 steps, 2 steps and 1.5 steps. And that'll always spell your major chords. So again, we were on the G. G, B, D, G, B, D, G, B, D, G, 2-step, 1.5 step, G, 2-step, 1.5 steps, G, 2 steps, 1.5 steps, G, 2 steps, 1.5 steps. And that's always the case. See, I'll wrap it back around to the A, just real quick to show you. A, C sharp, E, A, C sharp, E, A, C sharp, E, A, C sharp, E, A, 2 steps, 1.5 steps, A, 2 steps, 1.5 steps, A, 2 steps, 1.5 steps, F, A, C, F, A, C, F, 2 steps, 1.5 steps, F, A, C, F, 2 steps, 1.5 steps, 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 F, 2 steps, 1.5 steps. So, again, just repping through those, just trying to, again, build up that fretboard memorization, trying to understand where different notes are. And by doing these various drills, it kind of helps pound it in the head more for a quicker recall later down the line. So once you start climbing up those strings numerous times, trying to find that B, trying to find that D, or whatever, you know, it builds, it sticks in your head. So now we're going to transition over into the minor chords, but I'm going to do the minor chords on the 5th string. So we've been repping it out on the 6th string with the major chords. Let's do minor chords, but let's switch it up here and let's do minor chords on the 5th string. Real quick, before I do that though, just wanted to mention that in the detailed comment, the pinned comment that I leave below, it'll always have like a detailed written out description of like what I'm doing today in the exercise, you know, what I'm spelling, B, G, C, F, or the major chords on the 6th string, the minor chords on the 5th string. I'll kind of like spell all that out because I can't do, you know, cool graphics and words and stuff on the screen right now because this is just a live, you know, stream. But I always put that in the pinned comment. So please always make sure you check that out. Also leave a comment of your own. Let me know what, you know, techniques or exercises did you do or are you currently doing to memorize the fretboard? I'd be interested to know what you're doing as well, so that way I could adopt your technique into my daily practices. So yeah, please let me know in the comment section below, you know, if you have any drills or exercises that you like to do. And then also hit that like button for me. That's always greatly appreciated, just to help a friend out. Whether you like the video or not, boop the like button to help a friend out. Thank you so much just for all the time, courage, energy, you know, money that goes into, you know, things, cameras, lights, you know, the guitar itself, the courage to actually do this. Boop that like button just to help a friend out, please. Thank you so much. But real quick, just want to do that real quick. A little shameless plug there. Make sure I get that in. Also, you can subscribe by hitting that little button in the corner of the video, my little face icon. Yeah, you can just click on that for a quick subscribe. It makes it really easy these days. So, but anyways, let's get back into why we're actually here. We all know what that is. That's to practice the guitar, play the guitar, get comfortable with it. So, like I said, we're going to go to the 5th string and we're going to spell out minor chords this time. So let's just go alphabetical order, makes it easy. A chord, find your A note. There it is. But we're doing minors, so it's not A, C sharp, E, it's A, C, E. You got that. Sorry. You got that root, and then that 3rd is actually flat. So if it's C sharp, it falls back to a C, right? So, but the root and the 5th stay the exact same from the majors, right? Major and minor chords, root and the 5th stays the exact same. It's just that 3rd that changes. Is it a 3rd or is it a flat 3rd? If it's a flat 3rd, it's a minor chord. So here we go. Find your A for your A minor chord. Now go find your C and then your E. A, C, E, A, C, E, A, C, E, A, C, G, A, C. I'm using the open A, C, E, open C, E, open C, E. Or you got this fretted A. A, C, E, A, C, A, C, E, A, C, E, A, C, E, A, C, E. Spelling out the A minor chord there on the 5th string, A, C, E. So again, we're doing fretboard memorization, but we're also doing chord note makeup memorization. So now we'll go on to B minor. What does B minor note makeup entail? So you got your B. It would be a D sharp and an F sharp, but since it's a minor, it would be a D. So it'd be a B, D, F sharp, right? Yep. So then go to the 5th string, find your B note. It's the A string, so it's going to be close to this direction. 2nd fret, B, B, D, F sharp, F sharp, B, D, F sharp, B, D, F sharp. And you'll notice that this is obviously just the exact opposite of what I was talking about a minute ago on the major scales. You'll notice that as you're looking down and sliding around from B, D, F sharp, B, D, F sharp, you'll notice that it's from B to D. That's 1.5 steps. So it's root B, 1.5 steps. And then from that D there, it's 2 steps. So it's 1.5 steps, 2 steps, 1.5 steps, 2 steps. Where remember on the major that I just talked about, it was 2 steps, 1.5 step, 2 step, 1.5 step, 2 step, 1.5 step, 2 step, 1.5 step to spell out the major chord. To spell out the minor chord, you just move that positioning of that third, and you flatten everything. Well, now instead of that everything being 2 steps, 1.5 step, 2 step, 1.5 step, 2 step, 1.5 step, 2 step, 1.5 step. For the minor chords, it's going to be 1.5 step, 2 step, 1.5 step, 2 step, 1.5 step, 2 step. See what I'm saying? So from B to D, it's 1.5 step. From D to F sharp, it's 2 whole steps. 1.5 step, 2 whole step. Okay. C minor. You have C, E flat, G. Okay. Where's the C at? C, E flat, G. C, E flat, G, C, E flat, G. C, E flat, G. D minor is D, F, A. So find that D here on the fifth string or fifth fret, fifth string, fifth fret, D. All right. D, D, F, A. All right, D, F, A. Now let's do E minor. E, G, B. Fifth string, find your E, then your G, then your B. E, G, B, E, G, B, E, G, B. Spelling the E minor chord on the fifth string. E, G, B. E minor, spelled out on the fifth string. F minor. So F major is F, A, C, so F, A flat, C. Right? Get your F minor chord here. F, A minor, and C. Go to the fifth string, find your F. F, A minor, C. spelling that minor chord on the 5th string. F, A minor, C, F, A minor, C. 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 F, A flat, C. F, A flat, C, not A minor. F, A flat, C. 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 F. All right, now lastly, G. So what is the note makeup of a G minor chord? You got G, B, and D, except that B has to be flat. So G, B flat, and D. How about that? All right. So for a G minor, you want your G, B flats, and Ds. I think it might be slightly out of tune. I want to check that after the video, not waste any time here. We only got a couple minutes left, but I forgot to check the tuner. I have this electronic tuner here at the end that always sits on it. I forgot to turn it on and check the tuning before I started the video. My ear has been getting trained, obviously, throughout these 8 weeks so far. And I think I can kind of hear, starting to kind of understand and hear when things aren't quite sounding right. So we'll check it afterwards, though. If it's off, it's probably not off by a whole lot, but even if it's out a little bit, it doesn't sound as good as it could, right? So that needs to be a reminder to me. I need to always check that before I start the video, the tuning. All right, G, we were on the G. Let's finish that up. We've got G, B flat, D, G, B flat, D, G, G, B flat, D. Okay. G, B flat, D, G, B flat, D, spelling the G minor chord on the 5th string alone. So G minor, G, B flat, D, G, G, B flat, D, G, B flat, D, G, B flat, D, G, B flat, D, G, B flat, D. All right. So we've spelled bead GCF. We've spelled the major chords. We've spelled the minor chords all on a single string, whether it be this any string really. You can play it on 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, or 6th string. Mainly today in this 1 hour practice session, I have mainly been doing it on the 6th and the 5th strings. But again, do it on any strings you would like. Just remember that if you learn it on the 6th string, you already know it on the 1st string. If you learn it on the 1st string, you're already knowing it on the 6th string as well. They're just a mirror of each other. So Now, just lastly, to finish up today's video, I'm just going to kind of bounce around using some various chord shapes, and I'm just gonna take this E shape here, but it's a B chord, and I'm just gonna spell the major chords using the chords, but it's going to be major, so it would be B, D sharp, F sharp. So you got B, D sharp, F sharp. B, D sharp, F sharp. This exercise is allowing me to rep out this shape in different positions on the neck to get that fine tuning adjusted, because when I make the shape up here, my fingers are kind of, there's a slight gap in between them. When I get my fingers down here, everything's closing up, getting a little tighter. So it's the same shape, but it is slightly different. So I'm trying to get that understanding and get comfortable, doing it at both ends. So just pick any chord. Let's do the A chord. Let's spell out the A chord, A major. So it'd be A, C sharp, E. A, C sharp, E, 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 A, C sharp, E. Just trying to get comfortable playing them in different spots, right? Still building that fretboard memorization. A chord, C chord, E chord, G chord, B, D, G, B, D. All right. That's going to be a wrap for today's hour practice session. Again, this is day 56. So 8 full weeks. Man, I'm so happy I got this started. I'm learning so much. Thank you all so much for joining my journey and tuning in from time to time. I greatly do appreciate that. Stay tuned always. Keep following along. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. So that way it's easy to find my content in the future, easy to come back, be inspired yourself, keep challenging yourself, keep learning little tips and exercises and things like that I'm throwing out there. And yeah, just stay tuned. Also comment below. Let me know what some of your, fretboard memorization, strategies are. I would greatly appreciate that. I try to help other people learn. You please try to help me learn as well. Comment below. I'm sure to read every single one of them. So please. And then also, last but not least, hit that like button just to help a friend out. Whether you like the content or not, hit the like button, help a friend out for everything that goes into this, all the time, energy, effort, courage, things like that goes into this. Just hit that like button to help a friend out. Also, you can click on these floating videos now here on the screen. If you want to continue watching more of my content, you can see my entire catalog here of the 100 days that I'm building. Or you can click over here and see the subsequent, video in the series. So make sure you watch one of those to stay informed and continue watching my journey. Other than that, just make sure that you, take care of yourselves and each other. I'm out until next time. I love you. Peace. Take care.